What's good, fam? Welcome back to another episode of Relationship Realities. Y'all, it's been a crazy week. We're gonna get down and talk about a lot of things. The WNBA. We're gonna talk about Nicki and the drama around her and SZA. And y'all know we got to talk about that kiss cam. uh, Let me know where y'all are watching from today in the chat. Let me know what's good. Are you having a great week? Are you excited about this weekend? Me preparing for school, get these kids back in school. Drop a pencil or a notebook in the chat if you are ready for your children to go back to school. I know I am. All right, y'all, let's get right into it. So, I really wanted to cover this because I thought this was a great moment for women. And if you don't know already, the WNBA All-Star game, which was in Indianapolis, Indiana, my hometown, whoop, whoop, they hosted the All-Star game. And this time, the players stepped out onto the court wearing some shirts that said, "Pay us what you owe us." All the players came out into this warm up shirt. Uh, I thought this was just powerful that they were sending a message because they are in the middle of negotiations with the CBA about their salaries, and they just want the people to be aware. They came together, they coordinated their wardrobe before the game, and this to me showed solidarity and some strategy. Now, while you may not agree with whether or not they should get paid more, blase, blase, that's a different topic. But I thought this was just powerful that we as women can come together. This is just a prime example that we can come together, be constructive, have a strategy. Now, the commissioner, what's her name? Kathy Engelbrecht. She's telling the media that, these talks are constructive. Yeah, and the players are saying a different story. They are really pushing for a fair share of the revenue. Like, they don't want a flat fee, they want revenue. Like, that is a strategy. They're being smart about it. And this is stemming from the WNBA now is seeing a lot more viewership. They're making, these claims that they're going to see more and more people come. So not only watch the game in person, but on TV. They also have a new TV deals, I think, with like Hulu, Disney Plus, not for sure who else, but these TV deals supposedly are like an 11-year contract and close to, if not like $3 billion worth. So these ladies are like, hey, I want some of that revenue share. I want that. I am worth all of that and more. And I think the shirts that they were wearing really did what it was supposed to do, because you could hear in the stands the fans echoing, "Pay them." And I thought that was really powerful. Um, I applaud them because they came together. And I think we can learn a lot from this. That there is we need, as women, we need to speak with strategy, not just emotion. We are emotional creatures. We need to start speaking with strategy. And these women did it. They didn't shout. They didn't, out in the streets with violence. They planned the protest to coincide with on the platform where they received probably the most visibility during the entire season, which is during the playoffs. And I thought that was smart. And they're basically saying, hey, we built this. We built this league. Now we just want you to invest in us. And I think that was a disciplined request. And I say discipline because they could easily have gotten emotional and just demanded that they get paid. No, they're being smart and strategic about this. They're moving in unity. Women, we say we love each other and we support each other, but a lot of times we don't see that in action. When we do see it in action, it's typically not for the right reasons. I'm just keeping it 100. If y'all think about it, it's usually not for the right reasons when we stand up as one. Unity has a very powerful impact. When we move as one, we can make mountains move. These ladies did that, and the media listened. The fans listened, and the CBA had to respond. And I want to use this as an example because I think we also need to look back at our lives and identify, are we settling for less than what we're worth? All because you haven't spoken up. How many times have we not asked for that promotion, even though we know we deserve it? So I want y'all to think about that and write down. Y'all know I love to journal. Y'all know I think when you put things in writing, it's so much more powerful than just saying it or repeating it. Write down, pay me what you owe me, and write down what it is that you are going to stop settling for because you know your worth. That may be in relationships, that may be on the job. Write down that statement. Let me know, what is it that you are not going to accept moving forward? I'm not going to be accepted less than what I am. I'm not going to go into the workplace and be the administrative assistant when I know I have the skill set and the ability to be a controller. What are we going to stop accepting? Now, in the comment section, I'm interested to know, have you ever been the one working without recognition? I myself draw do a lot of things without recognition because a lot of times it's not about the recognition, it's about the purpose and the why. Sometimes it's not the time, nor has God directed me to be recognized for it. But how do you handle that when you are not being recognized for your worth? I'm gonna leave you with this. Your worth is not an optional extra. You're essential. Don't ever apologize for standing up for your value. Own that. Speak out, not emotionally, but strategically and unapologetically. Take your cue from me. Elevate your voice and stand your ground and lead, because women, we need to see good examples, but lead with dignity. Enough about this. We talked about unity. Y'all, now we got to get get to talking about something that's not unity. Um y'all, my girl Nicki. I I don't know what's going on with this conflict. If you have not heard, Nicki Minaj, for a couple weeks now, I believe, has been in the headlines again for this showdown with SZA and SZA's team. Um, but if you have kept up with Nicki, you know that this is not new for her. That she has some, and this is just real talk. We speaking facts. She's has a long line of celebrity clashes, from Cardi B to Mariah Carey, Remy Ma, Megan the Stallion. Oh, how could I forget Lil Kim, Beyonce, Jay-Z? Like it's a lot. It's a lot. Let's just be honest. It's a lot. But earlier this month, Nicki and SZA got into some heated discussion because Nicki accused SZA's manager, I believe it's her manager, of bullying. And Nicki, spewed out a lot of tweets, um, and some old drama. I believe she even pulled in some of Beyonce's fans into the mix. Um, this is not new for Nicki. And probably most famously, her diss tracks, between her and Remy Ma. Uh, it's some shot fired with Mariah Carey. But I bring this up because this is fueling feeling out on social media. A lot of ladies look at this and think that this is how we are supposed to act. No. This is showing people the truth about pride. And let's be honest, her public strategy with this. Because although we want to say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. No, words are powerful. They can be used as weapons. The Bible says the tongue is powerful. You can kill somebody with your words. And if you've noticed, Nicki feuds typically begin with these subliminal messages and end up into these very public forums. And Nicki is showing that she is repeating this cycle. And then instead of building bridges with these artists and their team, that, it's just reoccurring conflict. It's, to me, degrading her character and her credibility. I also think that this public drama needed to be in private. And of course, the music industry is going to amplify all of it, regardless of how small it may seem to the artist. The industry is just going to blow it up. Doesn't mean that it's necessary. So when we get to talking about Nicki and her beef with SZA and team, we need to ask the question, do we really need to call people out publicly? Or do I first need to have a private conversation? When we feel disrespected, what is usually our first reaction? We are very emotional. Oh, I'm about to beat. Yup, let's go get her. Ooh, wait till I do so and so. That's usually our first reaction. And it's usually not the right reaction. A lot of times we have to woosah. We need to stop feeding this drama when a simple conversation to clarify things can prevent any and all of this from occurring. So I challenge y'all, the next time that you feel upset, ask yourself, is this conflict worth me leaking on social media in public? Because that's all I'm seeing nowadays. When people get upset, the first thing they want to do is blast people on social media, blast them in a public forum. And we first, and the Bible clearly says this, that you are to come to a man in private. That shows so much grace. The conversation will go over so much better if you did it in private than if you go out on public forums or out in public, shots fired. In the chat, have you ever been sucked into some drama that you regretted like later on? I mean, do you think that we should be setting boundaries? And can we set boundaries without losing peace and burning these bridges. Like, Nicki, just cut them off. Don't let them mess with your peace. If you gotta burn a bridge, you gotta burn a bridge. And if it's meant to be, guess what? God will put that bridge right back together again. Yeah, like there's so many other ways this could have gone. In the chat, hit me with 100 if you've learned boundaries the hard way. Yeah, I don't set boundaries. That is definitely a problem of mine. I do not recommend it at all. But look, y'all know drama is gonna make a whole lot of noise. But if you take that person, speak with them in private, your your character, just from knowing to do that, is going to leave a legacy. We don't have to cancel culture every single time we feel slighted. Sometimes we need to lead with silence, lead with self control, because a lot of times that speaks louder than a tweet. And what's the Bible say? In Proverbs, it says, and I'm gonna have to pull it up. Proverbs, what are we looking at? Proverbs 15. Proverbs 15, I think it is. Let me look it up real quick, y'all. Because y'all know I don't want to steer y'all wrong. Proverbs 15, I thought this was just a really, really very powerful. Proverbs is a really, really good book of the Bible. It gives so much wisdom. But it says, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. And because of that, because these harsh words have stirred up anger, Nicki has had to go and ask ask the congresswoman via tweet to help her notify law enforcement, because now we have so many people that has gotten involved in this, what initially spurred with SZA's management team. SZA got involved, then man, we got DJs involved. All of this because of some harsh words that was said. And now she's calling this representative who's I, I I'm not very familiar with her. They say she's associated with MAGA, um, but now she's turning to her for assistance. And surprisingly, if you can see this tweet here, the representative said, "Okay, I'm a holler at law enforcement." Y'all, this has been very interesting. But ladies, you were meant to build. You were meant to bless. What you're doing, what you're speaking, is what you're speaking building? Is what you're speaking blessing? Like, we got to get We got to remove ourselves from this chaos. Uh, Sound off in the chat. Let me know. Was Nicki justified in this public feud that she has going on? Moving on, y'all. I when I saw this, I you the internet is interesting. It's it's very interesting. Um if you aren't haven't seen, and maybe you're not because a lot of people aren't into Coldplay, but this just has made the news all over the world. And it's funny and it's really sad at the same time. And funny meaning that this viral moment has caused people to create so many memes from it. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, recently Coldplay had a concert in Seattle and it got a little messy. Got messy when a kiss cam. Y'all know what a kiss cam is? They're all at the games. They're all, at concerts. It's a camera that goes around and, tries to spot people. And once you see you're on this huge screen, you're supposed to kiss. Well, the kiss cam was going around and a man got caught. I shouldn't say got caught. Well, yeah. A man with another woman who wasn't his wife. Yeah, that's a flag on a play. Yeah, I said it. It on the kiss cam with a woman who was not his wife. And it turned out that this man is a well-known CEO, and he's a CEO of a company. I think they power AI companies, and this just like went viral really really quick. Social media just ate this up. I mean, questions everything. What is this his wife? What happened? They quickly found out it was not his wife. The woman that he was with was a coworker. And shortly after this clip was shown, the CEO resigned. To make things worse, um, Coldplay's Chris Martin responded the next day by warning the crowd to get ready for the Jumbotron. But let's take a look at let's take a look at this quick video. Yeah, it crazy. y'all, I um I was like, okay, we got to talk about this. Because and I'm laughing only because I can't imagine what they thought would happen, that you thought you were slick enough that you could do your dirt in the public and that no one would know. Let's keep it real, y'all. God don't play. What is done in the dark is going to come out in the light and be exposed. Y'all know people carry their phones, their cameras everywhere they go. Everywhere. Everything is recorded. Everything. That's why a lot of times I can't even go into the store. I used to go in the store with pajama pants on. If I'm just going up to the, CVS to give me a quick ice cream or, quick drink, I will I cannot be caught with pajama pants on in CVS. But if y'all see me in CVS with some pajama pants on, y'all know it's a rough day. But the thing is, you can't be public, especially with his position, her position. But not think that the stuff that y'all do in private is not going to be exposed. Like, did y'all really think this wasn't this wasn't going to happen? And what's sad is that this infidelity isn't just a relationship issue. Like, this is a spiritual thing. Like, this is a breach of the contract with your wife, the covenant that you have with God, your protection, all because of what you chose to do. And y'all know social media does not care what your side of the story is. It's gonna run with it. But seriously, if you got secrets, don't bring them to the spotlight. Yes. I, I just still can't understand. Help me understand, y'all, what was going through their mind that they could go to a public, crowded Coldplay concert and would nobody know who they are? Come on. I mean, do you think if you were to go out and be public, do you think with your relationship that's outside of your marriage, you think you're going to be covered with honor? Do you think if someone saw you that you would feel proud or would you feel paranoid? Because apparently you're doing it in secret. So you don't want anybody to know. But then you come out in public. It the math is not mathing, y'all. It is really not. And now, not only is your family affected, but your job is affected. What do you do now? What does your family do now? Like, your children are going to go back to school, are going to be in the neighborhood, and your children are going to be known for what their father did, what their mother did. A love is not meant to be hidden. Why? I just didn't. I don't get it. Sound off in the chat. Would you end a relationship if you found out that he or she was hiding you in public but flaunting you in private? Cause let's be real. Like we can twist and turn this to being in a relationship where the person you're with doesn't want to go in public with you. Would you be able to be in a relationship like that? Have you ever been in a relationship where someone didn't want to be seen in public with you, didn't want to post on social media with you? How did you handle that? I mean, and how do you discern when someone is just simply protecting their privacy or if they're hiding their sin? Because that could be a thin line. Not everybody likes to be on social media. Not everybody wants to be seen. God, God does not expose you to embarrass you. I He exposes what's not covered in order to protect what is. That relationship with those two was not protected because there was no covenant. They weren't married to each other. So he exposed it because it wasn't covered. The Their marriage to their spouses is what's covered. If a man kisses you in private but hides you in public, that's not love. And a lot of people I know seen in the questions like, well, why did he leave the company, and why did it had nothing to do with who he was. First, he is the CEO. He is the leader. He's supposed to lead by example. And the young lady is an HR rep. Like, she was the CEO. I think they call it her title like people or something like that. Ma'am, you're the HR. You're definitely not leading by example. You're having a relationship with someone at the company, which most company policies don't like. Don't like that. They, ask you not to have relationships with people that you work with, because it could cause lots of conflict. But you're the HR person. This is the example you're setting. Ladies and gentlemen, you deserve a relationship that can survive a kiss cam jumbotron. Y'all, I again, this sometimes you have to laugh from so that you don't cry. Don't take my laughter of this as a sign that I'm not taken serious, because I know that many, many people were affected by this foolish act. But let this be an example that you're going to get found out. It's always going to come to the light. And in this case, his came to the light in a very public forum. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining me I love y'all. I hope y'all have a great week. Let me know in the chat what y'all want me to talk about next week. Yes, I'm going to be here next week. Again, same time, same channel. I'm excited. I'm excited, y'all. I love having these discussions with y'all. Anyway, have a great week, and I will see y'all later.